Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Colts talking. We are here with another video, and today is a great day. We just got a victory over the Green Bay Packers. But before I get into the video, I would like to, if you are new, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And if you are currently here already, go ahead, hit the like button. Also, comment in the comment section your reactions to the game and who was your MVP. So, this game was a big roller coaster for me. It was a huge roller coaster. No one expected this to go down to the wire. And let me just start by saying those refs gotta go. Those refs, they gotta go. Get them out the door, man. Get them out the door. It was too many flags, too many. And some of them were the same flags. I felt like they was calling on the same person on purpose. You know what I mean? Like at the same time, all these holding flags. These passes interference. That was crazy. It was just total nonsense. It's like they didn't want the Colts to win this game at home. It just felt like that for me personally. Now, I might kind of sound biased because I am a Colts fan, but I'm just being completely honest. It sounded like they wanted the Packers to win by maybe a field goal or a miracle from Aaron Rodgers. But the Colts held it together and won the game. Now, on to the offense. The offense did a pretty decent job today. I'm going to give them a decent job today. I give them maybe a grade B out of all. They did a good job. They could have been better, but they did what they had to do. They matched the clock. They didn't really try to turn the ball over. That interception Rivers threw wasn't really his fault. The ball got swatted. You know what I mean? It kind of is his fault with his throwing motion, but it is expected because he still did what he had to do. So shout out to Phillip Rivers. He played an exceptional game today. He actually came out with that motive like he really wants to win this game. Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. And Phillip Rivers won this matchup. And it was a pretty impressive game for me. I was shocked. I was really shocked by Phillip Rivers' gameplay today. He was hitting targets. Michael Pittman Jr. finally scored today. That was a big game for him, man. I was so proud for Michael Pittman Jr. This is the guy we've been raving about for weeks now. We've been raving about this guy for weeks, Colts Nation. And this guy decided to catch the ball and did a little wiggle and was out of there. No Packer receivers went to go stop him, and he scored his first touchdown today. So big cap off to Michael Pittman Jr. Shout out to him for getting his touchdown. T.Y. Hilton showed up today. He had some big catches. It looked like he got a scary hit as well. He caught one across the middle. Looked like it was a setup. We all know about those setup catches from back in the day with Peyton Manning. But he caught the ball, got hit, and got right back up and moved on. He said this a few days ago. T.Y. Hilton said he learned a lot from his veteran wide receivers. So he's just here to fit in and do what he has to do when he's on the field. And that's what he's doing currently. So shout out to T.Y. Hilton. He's still picking up the pace, but him being on the field is kind of like a decoy in my opinion. He could do so much more, but I feel like he's not really needed to what he was supposed to do back in the day. Back in the day, T.Y. Hilton was probably like an every 3 down wide receiver. Now he's probably getting the ball on like every other 2 possessions when we're on offense. But it's pretty fine because we got so many targets. Marcus Johnson had a few big catches today. Michael Pittman Jr. did good. Naheem Hines had a very pivotal 4th down completion over Jair Alexander. That play was perfectly drawn up by Coach Frank. So shout out to Coach Frank as well, because at the beginning, it was looking suspicious. We were like, what the heck is going on? Green Bay, at the beginning of the game, found Davante Adams on a wide open play. Rock Ya-Sin was lost in the sauce. Davante Adams was gone. He could have scored, but he got held up. So it looked kind of weird at the beginning. You was trying to figure out what the heck the defense was doing. But then as the game progressed, it put up 28 points. And then all of a sudden in the second half, they snapped. The defense snapped, and they held them to 3 points for the whole game. 3. The defense was lights out. And that's usually how this team plays. This Colts team usually plays lights out in the second half. First half, you might get a few mishaps or here and there. You might get a few sacks or a good tackle or a good swat. But at the end of the game, you probably get that one Kenny Moore interception or a Julian Blackman or a big sack by DeForest Buckner. Justin Houston had a good sack on Aaron Rodgers today. So shout out to Justin Houston. Julian Blackman, I'm talking about more about him later. But this defense is playing lights out. Super Bowl caliber defense, man. Super Bowl caliber. In my opinion, the Super Bowl caliber defense. And look, it looked a little suspicious at the end of the 4th quarter. The defense got a big stop off of a beautiful punt by Rigoberto Sanchez. He got a beautiful punt. They put him down almost close to the back of the end zone. Rodgers threw a dot up to MVS, and he was wide open. And then after that play, Rodgers sees the zone defense that we're running. He sees two safeties in the back. He sees a big gap in the middle of the field. So he sends Adams on the slant route, and he pretty much blows right past Darius Leonard. And then he gets wrapped up on the tackle. So it was looking really suspicious. And then, what do you know, right after that play, they run a few times and they get stopped. Right after that play, it could have came down to this. Davante Adams one-on-one with Kenny Moore. Rodgers feels the pressure that I always talked about since the beginning, before the game started. Talking about pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Once he seen the pressure, he threw it up. It was kind of like a fadeaway pass. Kenny Moore is playing underneath, and then Rodgers just overthrows Davante Adams. Mason Crosby hits the field goal to go to overtime. And it was just after that, when they got the tails call, I was like, this game might be over. After all those flags, and Kenny Moore coming up with the big conversion. Shout out to that pressure that they put on Aaron Rodgers, because if there was no really pressure like it currently was before that play, I feel like Adams probably would have came down with that one-on-one catch. He probably would have came down with it, because Adams is a little taller than Kenny Moore, so he probably would have had the athleticism or probably the hands. But Davante Adams is the guy I was talking about in my preview video, is a guy that's going to get his numbers. It's just nothing you can do. He's going to get his numbers, so you just have to play with the momentum. You have to stick to the plan when you're playing guys like Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. So teams like that, you have to stick to the plan, because it's only so much you can do. If you're running the defense all year and you see the trend that is going on is because the consistency and maybe the stops that you can get, like the pick sixes or the strip fumbles or the sacks, you're not going to run away from that game plan. So that's what they did. They stick with the game plan, even though it looked suspicious and they had everyone on the edge of their seats like, oh my God, I wish they could switch out of it. Because that was what my opinion was. I was on the verge of like, we have to get more DBs out there in that type of situation at the end of the game. At the end of the game, it's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. You guys know how Aaron Rodgers is in 2-minute warnings with 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning included. But we couldn't even get to the 2-minute warning because of all those flags. So once the 2-minute warning hit and we couldn't do anything, Rodgers got the ball off the beautiful punt. And the defense that we were running, we had all those linebackers out there. I was like, oh God. I was just praying for more DBs on the field, because at that moment, I was playing. If it was me, I wanted everybody to go to the back of the field, because Rodgers is going to bomb it. If he was throwing it underneath, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine if he's taking underneath passes, because he's had to play with the clock. We already have the lead. We have to let him move down the field. So if he's throwing underneath passes and we're playing over the top, playing back, I feel like we would have had an easier chance. We wouldn't have to go to overtime if we would have had more DBs on the field. But, it is what it is. No stress. We got the W. Nyheim Hines, the rushing game, did good. Jonathan Taylor had an impressive game. Julian Blackmon is a light-out star. He's a flat-out star, man. So shout out to Julian Blackmon with that big play right there, man. He's a star, and his time is coming. But you guys let me know in the comment section your reactions to the game. And until next time, I got a lot of videos dropped for you guys. This is Colts Talk, signing out. Peace.